Hey everyone, thank you for joining Free to Yoga. My name's Catherine and Rex will be running around in the water behind me. Today we're filming from Exmouth in Western Australia and it is one of those absolutely beautiful days. We're going to be focusing on our lower body today with this flow, so hop into something comfy and let's get started. So we'll start today's practice with our toes tucked under and sitting back to our heels. If you don't like this on your toes, then feel free to lengthen them out, come down onto the tops of your feet and sit back into your heels. Whatever's good for you. You know your body best. So listen to it, allow it to guide you. Close over your eyes and just bring your hands to your thighs. And sitting up nice and tall, lifting through the crown of the head. Draw those shoulders down your back and away from your ears. And just simply breathe here. Feel your breath moving through your body. Allow it to be natural. Feel your breath moving into your belly and your chest. In and out. If any thoughts pop up, you can just put them to the side for now. You can acknowledge them, but don't stay with them. All those to-do lists can be put away for the moment. And take a nice big inhale here, come with me. And exhale out through your mouth, sigh it all out. Let everything go. Inhale through your nose, nice deep inhale right down into your belly. And exhale, sigh it all out, let everything go. And opening up your eyes, walk your hands all the way to the front of the mat and lower down to your belly. Extend your arms out to the side, bending the elbows. Now place your left hand towards your chest. And we're going to move into a chest stretch, placing our right ear to the floor. Just open up the body to that left side, reaching your left leg either behind you or on top of you, on top of the right leg. Wherever's comfortable for you. You can move your right arm around if you need to find a better spot for it. Just breathing here. Feel that chest opening. And coming back to center, we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left arm out in a cactus shape. Bring your right hand towards your chest, place it to the floor. Left ear to the floor as you open up to the right side. And your right leg either on top of your left or reach it back behind you. Breathing here. Feel that chest stretch on the other side. It's a really good stretch to do when you've been sitting at a desk for a while. Opening through all those front body muscles. And coming back to center. Let's press our hands into the ground and we're going to sit our sit bones back to our heels in Balasana. Extend your arms out long. Press those hands into the ground and open your knees out as wide as you like. allowing your chest to fall between your knees. Just breathe here. And throughout this practice, I want you to remember that this is a practice for you. You know your body best, so at any point you feel pain or discomfort, please make sure you back out of the pose and maybe come down into this pose, Balasana. Rest and reset. Listen to your body and just use my voice as a guide. You don't need to look like me, and you don't need to look like anyone around you. We all have different body shapes and abilities. So please don't push yourself into anything that hurts. And pressing into your hands, let's come all the way back down to our bellies to the floor. Place your hands underneath your forehead and allow your forehead to relax into your hands. Bring your feet out wide, maybe to the corners of your mat. Bend your knees and bring your heels towards your sit bones. We're going to press our pelvis into the floor as we lift our thighs up off the ground, like frog kicks, lowering back down. Maybe move with our breath as we inhale, lift our thighs. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Extend your legs out. Bring them back together so your big toes are touching. We're going to press our pelvis again into the ground and lift our legs off. Lift those thighs. Now open your feet out wide and then bring them back together. Open your legs out wide. Bring them back together. Open them out. Bring them together. Open them out. Bring them together. So you're just tapping your toes as you bring them together, opening them out to about the corners of your mat. Bring them together. Open them out and bring them together. Lower them back down. Press your hands into the mat and come up into modified plank. Bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes. And we're going to lift our tailbone up to the sky for downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Bend your knees, paddle your feet. Really press those hands into the ground. If you hyperextend your elbows, then just turn your hands inwards a little bit. And if you feel you need more space in your shoulders, then just widen your handstands, bringing it closer to the edges of the mat. Relax your neck down and allow your head or your gaze to be towards your feet. Now come to some stillness. We're going to move like water, coming up onto our tippy toes and just flowing forward to a plank. Inhale, lift your tailbone back up to downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale. Inhale, lift up, downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale. Inhale, lifting up, downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, coming forward into plank. Exhale. Inhale, lifting up, downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, coming forward into plank. Exhale. Allow your knees to come down and we'll move into all fours. Inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky. Thread the needle underneath your right arm. Allow your left shoulder to get to the ground. You can keep your right hand to the floor, reach it to the sky, or you could bind it back behind you by bending your elbow and holding on to your left thigh. Wherever you're at today. And release. And coming back up into all fours. Let's recenter. Then reach our right arm up to the sky as we thread it through underneath our left. Allowing your right ear to come to the ground. Laying your right shoulder to the floor. Again, you can lift up your left arm if it's within your practice. And you can bind it behind you if that works for you. Listen to your body. You know it best. And placing your hand back down into the ground. Let's come up onto all fours. Tuck the back toe. And lift your tailbone up to downward facing dog. Walk your feet all the way forward to the front of the mat to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, bring your hands to your shins. And exhale, fold. Let's turn our palms to face up and just make little fists, stretching through those forearms. Inhale, raising your arms all the way up to the sky. Bring your hands down to heart center in prayer. Inhale, raise your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your feet back to plank. Drop your knees if you need to. Lower all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes. Interlace your hands behind your back. And let's lift our chest. Drawing those hands back behind you. Coming back down again, place your hands to the floor, tuck those toes, come up onto your knees, and then raise to downward facing dog. Bring your weight into your right foot, bringing your feet together at the back of the mat. Lift your left foot off about an inch, and then raise it to the sky. Bend your knee, and step your foot forward between your hands. We're raising to crescent lunge, so draw those inner thighs together as you raise your arms up to the sky. Lowering your back knee almost to the ground, and then raise back up. Lower down, raise back up. Lower down, raise back up. Bring your hands back down to the ground, place your right hand to the floor, opening up into twisted side angle. Reach your left arm to the sky. Drop your back knee if you need to. Take a break if you need. Circle that arm back down to the floor. Press your hands into the ground. We'll step back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Rolling all the way forward. Chaturanga to the floor. Interlace your hands behind your back and inhale, raising up. Lift that chest. Exhale, place your hands back down to the floor, lower back down, tuck your back toes, lift up into modified plank, and then downward facing dog. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat. Lift your right foot off about an inch, raise it to the sky. Bend your knee and step your foot forward between your hands. Draw those inner thighs together, find your foundation, your strong feet. Press them into the earth. Raise your arms up to the sky. Lowering that back knee almost to the ground. And then straighten it out. Lower down. Straighten up. Lower down. Straighten up. Bring your hands down to the ground. Left hand to the floor. And let's reach our right arm to the sky for twisted side angle. And bring your hands back down to the ground. Press your hands into the floor and lift back into downward facing dog. Come forward into plank. Drop your knees. Lower down to the floor. Interlace your hands behind your back. Untuck your toes and lift your chest. Exhale, lower back down. Place your hands to the floor. Tuck your toes. Come up into modified plank. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet all the way forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Grab hold of your elbows and allow your neck to relax, your head to relax. Maybe nod it, yes and no, just to release any tension. Lift those kneecaps to engage those legs. Press your feet into the floor, drawing that tailbone to the sky. On your next inhale, let's raise all the way up to the sky. And bring your hands to heart center on your exhale and pray. We're moving into Warrior 3. So bringing your weight into your right foot. Really press it into the ground and lift those inner arches. Lift your kneecap, engage your leg. As you lift your left leg up. Flex your foot. And draw that foot back behind you as you bring your torso forward. Keep your hands here in prayer or reach them back behind you, whatever's good for you. Imagine you're pressing your left foot against a wall behind you. Strong through the leg, lift those kneecaps. Now let's step back into crescent lunge, raising our arms to the sky. Lowering that back knee almost to the ground. And then raise up. Lower down. Raising up. Lower down. Raising up. Bring your hands down to the ground. Twisted side angle. Left hand to the floor as you reach your right arm up to the sky. Bring your hand back down to the ground. Press those hands into the earth as you step back into downward facing dog. Come up onto your tippy toes and walk all the way forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hold on to those elbows. Inhale, raise your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center in prayer. Warrior 3 on the other side. Press that left foot into the ground as you rise up your right foot. Step it back, reach it back behind you as if you're pressing against a wall. Nice straight line between the crown of your head to your back foot. Flex that back foot. Don't worry if you fall out. Come back into it when you're ready. Now step that foot down and we'll reach up to crescent lunge. Lower that back knee down. and then up, down, and up, down, and up. Bring your hands down to the ground, right hand to the floor as we open up to twisted side angle. Reach your left arm to the sky. Bring your hands back down to the ground. Lift your left foot and bring it back to downward facing dog. Roll all the way forward to plank. Chaturanga all the way to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest. Baby cobra. Maybe lift your hands off the ground. Lowering all the back down. On your exhale, tuck your back toes and lift up into downward facing dog. Walk your feet all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, raise your arms all the way back up again. And exhale, bring them back to heart center. Bring that weight into your right foot as you lift your left leg up. Find something steady to gaze at as you draw your left foot back for warrior three. If you'd like to extend your arms out in front of you this time to give yourself a challenge, then do. Your biceps are in line with your ears. You're flexing your back foot. And your hips are nice and straight. Now let's step that foot back for crescent lunge, reaching your arms up to the sky. Lowering down that back knee and then up. Lower down and up. Lower down and up. Bring your hands to the ground. Left hand to the floor. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Breathe here. Bring your hand back down to the ground. Press those hands in and step back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, raising up to the sky. Reach those arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Bring your weight into your left foot as you lift your right. Draw it back behind you for warrior three. Reach your arms out in front of you if that's within your practice. Down by your side. Wherever you want them to be. Maybe on the floor to hold your balance. Step your foot back and open up to crescent lunge. Drop your back knee down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Bring your hands down to the ground, right hand to the floor, reach that left arm up to the sky. Gaze up at your fingers in a straight line between your hands. And just bring that hand back down to the ground. Let's step back into downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank and lower all the way down to the floor. Belly flops are fine here. Inhale, lift your chest, baby cobra. Exhale, come back down again, tuck those back toes up onto your knees, downward facing dog. Walk those feet all the way forward to the front of the mat and halfway lift as we inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, make your way all the way up, reach your arms high. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Well, that's turning on our feet, opening them out wide, about a leg distance apart. Turn your toes slightly in. On your inhale, reach up nice and tall through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, let's dive forward, moving from the hips, bringing our feet our hands as close to the ground as possible. If you have blocks, you can always rest your hands on those blocks to bring the floor a bit closer to you. You can also keep your hands on your hips. Just breathe here for a moment. Now let's bend through the knees and walk our hands towards our left foot and extend through our right. Stretching through those inner thighs. And walking our hands over, straightening through that left leg and bending through the right. Bring our hands towards our right leg. And coming back to center, let's pick up our toes and swivel on our heels, opening our toes out wide. So they're pointing towards the edges of the mat. We're going to raise all the way back up, bring our hands to our heart center, and we're going to lower down into goddess squat. Bring your sit bones down. Engage through your glutes. Feel your quads engage, your hamstrings, your calves. Now place your hands to your knees and just drop your left shoulder down. Breathe here. Take a nice big inhale as you come up to center, and exhale as you drop your right shoulder down. And coming back to center, let's bring our hands back to prayer. And we're just going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your hands back down to the ground. Walk them towards your front foot. Press your hands into the ground and step back to downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Bend your knees. And bring your feet together at the back of the mat. We're going to lift our left foot off about 1 inch, raise it to the sky, and bend through our knee, drawing our heel towards our bottom, opening up through that hip. And let's step our left foot forward to the outside of our left hand. You can drop down onto your back knee, lizard posture, and rolling onto the pinky side of your left foot. Your knee is in the same line as your heel. And just allow that hip to fall open. Just resting here for a moment. If it's within your practice, you can come down onto your elbows. But just listen to your body. Bringing that foot back down onto the floor. Let's reach our left arm up and behind us. If it's within your practice, you could bend your right knee and grab a hold of your right foot. If not, just keep your left arm back behind you and a nice opening twist. And coming back forward again, let's press our hands into the ground, tuck our back toe, and step back into downward facing dog. Bring that weight into your right foot again, lift your left, reach it to the sky, and yawn your hip open. Reach that knee up towards the sky. And then bring your knee forward, placing it behind your left wrist, pigeon pose. Walk your right leg back until your hips are nice and square. You can stay upwards, or you can come down if you're quite open, through the hips onto your elbows and forearms. You can always place a cushion underneath your hip if you feel like you're dropping towards one side or the other. And you don't need to have your shin parallel to the side of the mat. Place it wherever is good for your knee. And bringing your hands back to the mat. And we're going to roll onto that left hip. Bringing our right leg around, moving into revolve head to knee pose. Bring that left foot into your right thigh on a 45-degree-ish angle. Reach your arms up to the sky and let's twist towards that bent knee, that left knee. And then allow your right arm to fall down towards your right leg and reach your left arm up and over, opening through that chest. And coming back up again, let's open our legs out wide, but not as wide as they will go. Point our toes to the sky, really ground those sit bones into the earth, and walk your hands forward, wide-legged forward fold. Try not to pull yourself into this pose and try to keep your spine nice and straight. If you need to keep a bend in your knees, then do. They don't need to be flat to the floor. Relax here. And coming back up again, let's move to revolve head to knee on the other side, bringing our right foot into our thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up and just turn towards that bent knee as you allow your left arm to fall towards your left leg. Opening your chest, reaching your right arm up and over. You can look up through your arm if that's nice on your neck, or just gaze towards the floor. Whatever works for you. And coming back up again, let's bring our legs behind us, coming up onto our knees. Tuck those back toes and lift to downward facing dog. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat and raise your left leg to the sky. Bend your knee and yawn that hip open. Now step that right foot to the outside of your right hand. Drop your back knee, untuck that toe, and allow your right foot to fall towards the pinky side. Again, you can walk your hands down and come down onto your forearms if that works for you. Or stay up onto your hands and just allow that leg to fall open. Breathe here. And bringing your foot back down and pressing it into the earth. Reach your right arm up to the sky and then back behind you. If you want to, bend your knee and grab a hold of your left foot. And your front knee is stacked over your ankle. You're breathing here. And circling that arm back around. Let's press our hands into the ground. Lift our back knee off the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Bring that weight into your left foot. Lift your right foot off an inch and then raise it to the sky. Bend your knee. Draw your heels to your sit bone. Reach that knee up, yawn that hip open. And bring that knee through for pigeon on the other side. Place your knee towards your right wrist, behind your right wrist. Walk your left foot back. Until your hips are square. Come down onto your forearms, if that's good for you. Rex is being a camera hog and sitting right in front of the camera. Of course, got the whole pitch. I think he's a bit tired. And rolling onto our right hip. Let's bring our feet together for Baddha Konasana. Allow your knees to fall out wide. And maybe give your legs a little bit of a massage here. Just use your hands, moving up and down your calves and your thighs. Just really feeling into those muscles. Can I have my leg back? Thank you. Now reach your legs out in front of you. Lift your left leg up and place your knee over the top of your right. You're bending your knees, stacking those knees up. Reach your hands underneath your straight leg so you don't hyperextend. Your knee might look like this. Awesome, that's great. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head, press those sit bones into the ground, and we're just going to round our spine, reaching our forehead towards our knee. Come down as wherever is good for you. And coming back up, let's swap over to the other side, but we'll just windshield wiper our legs side to side first. Bring both feet out in front of you. Just knock your knees side to side. And extending our left leg out, place our right knee over the top of the other. Place our hands underneath our left knee, our extended leg. Lift up nice and tall, press those sit bones into the ground. And round forward, bring your forehead towards your knee. It doesn't have to touch. Feel that stretch through your whole left side of your body. Inhale, coming back up. Let's make our way to the floor. Lowering down onto our backs. We'll do one twist before we finish. Just rocking our knees side to side. Come back to center and just lift your hips up and bring them over to the right. Allow your knees to fall over to the left and extend your arms out wide if you have the space. Gazing over your right shoulder. You can close your eyes here if that feels good. Just focus on your breath. And bringing your knees back up to center. Let's scoot them over to the left as we allow our knees to fall to the right. Gazing over our left shoulder. Breathe here. Allow any tension to release in your back. And bringing your knees back up. Let's rock and roll up to seated. And we'll finish our practice off in a seated position. Feel free to lay down though if that's how you like to end. We'll bring our hands to our knees. Cross our legs if that's good, or bring your feet underneath your sit bones. Sit nice and tall. Maybe rock your neck. Do some circles. Release any tension in there. Go one way a few times and then the other. This is your time to just really let everything go. Feel the effects of the practice today. When you find your head in a still position, maybe just lift your shoulders up and round them, drawing them back down behind your back. And shoulders away from your ears, just allow them to relax. Do a little scan through your body and see if there's anywhere that you're holding tension. See if you can bring your awareness there and maybe let it go. Maybe it's in your belly. Try and breathe deep down into your belly, releasing any tension through there. Relax your arms and your hands. Relax your sit bones down into the earth. Relax your legs. On your next inhale, let's reach our arms up to the sky. And then exhale, let it all out and bring your hands towards your heart center, placing your palms on top of each other. Let's bow our heads down as a show of gratitude to yourself. Gratitude for taking this time to look after you, to spend this time caring for your body and your mind. And remember, all the love and kindness that you need is within. To show that kindness to yourself. And take these moments to just sit and reflect. Allow your breath to naturally flow through your body. I'll leave you here now. And I thank you so much for practicing with me today. I look forward to seeing you again.